Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. This is Snigdha Mahapatra and today I will be talking about the advantages of incorporating a company and why it is better than a partnership. As compared to other types of associations, an incorporated company has a lot of advantages. Firstly, it is an independent legal entity. Unlike a partnership firm which has no existence apart from its members, a company is a distinct legal or juristic person, independent of its members. Section 9 of the Companies Act of 2013 provides that from the date of incorporation, the subscribers to the memorandum and other members shall be a body corporate by the name contained in the memorandum, capable of performing all the functions of an incorporated company and having perpetual succession and a common seal. The advantage derived from the separate legal entity is that a company remains free from the hazards and misfortunes of its members. Secondly, limited liability. A company can be formed with the liability of its own members to be very limited. In the case of limited companies, no member is bound to contribute anything more than the nominal value of the shares held by him or the amount guaranteed by him. This advantage of limiting the liability is one of the principal advantages of forming a company and enables the enterprising business people to embark upon business projects uninhibited by the thought of involving his entire present and future wealth. Thirdly, perpetual succession. An incorporated company has perpetual succession. Section 9 of the Companies Act reads, notwithstanding any change in its members, the company will be the same entity with the same privileges and immunities, estate, and possessions. Members may come and members may go, but the company can go on forever. The death or insolvency of individual members does not in any way affect the existence or continuity of the company. It can continue to exist indefinitely till it is wound up in accordance with the provisions of the Companies Act. This is a distinct advantage over and above a partnership where the death, insolvency, insanity, or separation of members, that is, partners, will not only have a bearing on its business but may even result in dissolution of the firm. Fourthly, transferability of shares. Section 44 of the Act provides that the shares, debentures, or other interests of any member in a company shall be movable property, transferable in the manner provided by the articles of the company. The facility of free transferability of shares, as enshrined under Section 44 of the Companies Act, encourages investment of funds in shares of joint stock companies. Raising of funds for projects requiring heavy investment is therefore facilitated through the medium of company form of organization. Fifth, infinite membership. Another advantage of incorporation is that there is no limit to the maximum number of members in a public company. Thereby, very large number of people, including juristic ones, can combine and contribute to the formation and functioning of the company. An offshoot of this is the easy access for people not in the business background for possessing great economic resources to be a co-shareholder in the business of the company. Sixth, mobilization of huge resources. Because of the participation of unlimited number of people in the form of business venture, huge amounts can be collected from them to undertake all sorts of business ventures, including ones requiring huge investment that no individual or a small collection of people can provide. Seventh, separate property. The property of the company is not the property of the shareholders. It is the property of the company. It was held in the case of Gramophone and Typewriter Co. vs. Stanley. The Madras High Court in R.T. Perumal vs. H. John Devine observed that no member can claim himself to be the owner of the company's property during its existence or in its winding up. Thus, no member or director can use the properties of the company to his own personal advantage. In the eyes of law, Even a member of holding majority shares or a managing director of a company is held liable for criminal misappropriation of the funds or property of the company if he or unauthorizedly takes it away and uses it for his personal purposes. Eighth, ease in control and management. The company law provides for the management of companies through the elected representatives of the members, known as directors, and therefore no shareholder is to worry about the management of the company. The directors may include professionals, thereby enabling the company to be managed professionally and more efficiently. Thank you so much for watching the video and see you in another video.